Okay, guys, I'm back.
Yes, I don't see any regulars. I don't either. And you know what? I text everybody. I text a few people and told them I was doing live because I know that YouTube is not letting you guys know when I'm doing a live. So I did let everybody know that I was doing a live. So if they come on, they come on. If they don't, they don't. I let them know. Yes, hey, Khadijah, I didn't say hi to you. Hey, Fashion. Hey, 90 History, Martisi. Hey, I am gay. Dave said, I bet you're a woman that cook. I am. I have to say so myself. I don't brag about anything, but my cooking, I don't brag because I am a good cook. I really am. Oh, I make the best tacos, Deanna. Yeah, we need to have a, well, that's part of, what I'm doing. Okay, I'll give you all a little hint of what kind of, filming I'm doing. I'm doing like a cook-off where I am inviting some of you guys to come and film with me where we're gonna cook and we'll have like 5 ladies, 5 guys, and we'll do a taste test, be fun to film, that's part of my cooking show. Yes, I love to cook. So it'll be guys and girls cooking. And then we'll have like an audience of people tasting the food. Won't tell them what the girls cook, and they won't know what the men cook. And then they will taste it. And if they like it, they have to pick which tastes the best to them. The winner will be, of course, me. Without them even knowing who cooked food. There will be no cheating. Seriously. What y'all think about that? That sounds nice, huh? Like a cook-off. I've been trying to get recalling. They just called me, Deanna. Are you you, Deanna? You are a business person. Okay. Did you email me? Deanna?
Okay, guys, I like the YouTube live stream. I want you guys to make sure to like it. I like the YouTube live stream. I want you guys to make sure to like it. I like the. So yes, thank you guys for being here today. Celebrity AJ talks about me and Miss Leolah's collaboration.
If it's Thursday, President Biden closes out a critical overseas trip, declaring that Vladimir Putin has already lost the war in Ukraine as he tries to reassure NATO allies of America's support amid political volatility here at home. Plus, the cocaine whodunit deepens after the Secret Service briefs lawmakers, claiming that the agency just simply cannot identify any suspects in its investigation into who brought the illicit drug into the West Wing in a secure entrance. The investigation is now closed. And the FDA has approved the first ever over-the-counter birth control pill available without a prescription, marking a potentially enormous expansion for contraceptive care in America. Welcome to Meet the Press Now. Chuck Todd reporting from Washington, where President Biden will be returning in just a few hours following a whirlwind week on the world stage. They're closing out yesterday's NATO summit with a speech reaffirming NATO's relevancy and importance. Today, the president sought to reassure the world and our NATO allies about the stability of his own government here at home, the U.S.'s commitment to the alliance in general, and the fate of the war between Russia and Ukraine. At a news conference today in Helsinki, alongside the leader of NATO's newest member, Finland, President Biden
Reports indicate that Rupert Murdoch is worried he might be stuck with you know who. Oh. So he's searching for another candidate. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, 3 former Fox execs are apologizing for their role in creating Fox News, citing its negative impact. Can Fox turn this beat around? Turn the beat around. Okay, so that's just anything they can do to put this tempest back into the box.
Well, they say you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas.
Right.
And this guy created the cult, and now he can't deprogram them.
No.
One of the books that the title of the book is that everything that that Trump touches dies. This is another
That's the name
example.
of the book.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Everything he touches dies. Here's another example of it, and people keep
Right.
him, even going over the cliff, and they keep following him over the cliff.
I think they can reimagine it. They cannot call it Fox News. It is not a legitimate news network. I mean, I think that's clear.
Right.
News. Something like that. Fox Entertainment Television. I mean, you have
They already have that.
They have that already.
What they
Already got that.
push it all together. A federal judge already said that Tucker Carlson wasn't telling the truth and that it was purely entertainment television. And what's surprising to me is that he created this monster that he thinks he can just put back into the ground, and that's not going to happen. And these 3 men that are now saying, "Wow, I never anticipated this happening." I mean, it's been 26 years. It took you that long? I mean, it's been a hot mess for very long time.
First time that Rupert Murdoch's kind of tried to distance himself from Trump. So post January 6th, he was on Fox on January 7th saying Trump should resign, the election wasn't stolen, what he did was unacceptable. And there was like a 3 or 4 really nice week period where Fox was even kind of like that. They were reporting on Nikki Haley condemning him, saying the party was moving on. But where go the viewers and the money goes Fox? So the problem is they went right back to Trump when people started fleeing Fox News to go to OAN and Newsmax and more
But
extreme.
Fox was still that time after January 6th saying that there was election fraud and
Well,
that people
and
had a right to be concerned about election fraud. So I don't know that they ever really distanced themselves from the conspiracy theories and from the attack on our democracy.
I think that's right.
And the Dominion case really took a bite out of their budget.
How much was that?
700
A lot.
and some million. Some
$787 million. That'll do it.
I just lost the Abby Grossberg lawsuit, the former Tucker
They lost?
producer. Or they lost her. I should
Yeah.
know.
Okay, because I think that it's reassuring regardless of how many years, Sunny, it takes for them to come out and say this, because people from the inside that work there, every time they validate, it matters more. When people like us sit here and say, "Oh, they lie," our viewers are like, "Yeah, they do," and then like no one from Fox watches. Like it's important for people that walked in those
Right, they say,
all those meetings to say, "This is a problem, and here's why."
They don't know what they're talking about.
Doesn't mean that they're gonna be for them to
The
speak
truth
up.
of the matter is,
But they do have to talk about,
that's how
they have to
know what
speak
we
up.
talk about. They do what?
They do.
And they do what?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but the fact of the matter is, the Fox viewer started to get tired once they realized that it wasn't just us saying that it was not true. When everything, even they were reading, starting to say, "Hey, maybe we need to kind of take a look at this." When you hear the man saying to a governor, "Listen, all I need is 365 votes or whatever, to win. Just push me up. That's all I need. That's all." It's hard to, when you're watching his lips move and he's saying it at the same time, it's hard to deny it.
Yeah. Well, those conservative views have other options now. In fact, they're surpassing them, I think, to the right, not in growth yet, but it's Newsmax and OAN. But those two, they now have competitors. When they came on the scene, there wasn't really a place for a conservative watcher to sit and feel comfortable. They really sold their soul when they hitched to a train that turned on them. Everyone knows Trump will turn on you if you're not for him. This was inevitable, and now the viewers are cudgeling.
Well, they
Fox
forgot.
very
The viewers forgot why they were there. If you felt that your point of view was
So
She was a teacher and nurse practitioner by trade, but Renee Pagel was much more than just her titles.
What just warms your heart when you think of her? She was so funny. She was always laughing at me, telling a joke, kind, just somebody you wanted to be around.
And that's far from just one person's opinion.
Everybody who met Renee, they loved her. My sisters and I used to jokingly say Renee was out to save the world. Her passion was saving the underdog. She would give you the shirt off of her back.
And a whole lot more than that. When she learned that the father of one of her students was suffering from kidney failure, Renee, who lost her own mother to the disease, donated one of her kidneys.
What did this mean to your family?
It meant you would have a life, not hooked up to a machine. We'd be able to do things. We'd have our dad.
Renee gave you that.
Yes, Renee gave us that. Renee gave my dad second chance at life.
And if she'd do that for a virtual stranger, you can imagine what she'd do for her 3 kids.
She loved her children fiercely. She loved them so much.
But Renee's friends say when it came to the children's father, Renee's husband Michael, things were a little more complicated.
What was your initial impression of Michael Pagel? He was not as outgoing as Renee. He seemed to be a little bit more in the shadows, where Renee was everybody's best friend.
And after a few years of marriage, the disparities between the two became harder to ignore.
When did the first crack start to begin? I want to say about 2 years after Renee had their twins. They had had a pretty significant fight. She actually spent the night at my house. And that was the first time ever.
But reportedly, it wouldn't be the last.
I talked to Renee on the phone every single day. And we talked at length about her relationship with Mike. Renee was a little concerned that he had some anger issues. She actually sent him to a physician to have his testosterone checked because she felt like it was not in balance, and perhaps that was driving his anger.
Crime Watch Daily has not been able to independently verify Renee's friends' claims about their marriage. But according to her friends, Mike's behavior only got more troubling as time went on.
She had discovered that he was taping her phone conversations.
That's weird.
That was very weird. That was the tipping point for me, where I said to Renee, this is very disturbing. This would be a deal breaker for me.
Eventually, it's Michael who files for divorce.
Well, he served her with divorce papers, and I believe that was in March. In the summer, he moved out.
But the couple's problems didn't exactly go away when Mike did.
What were the points of contention in their divorce? What were they arguing about? He wanted full custody of the children, and there was absolutely no way on this planet was Renee going to allow that to happen. And then he also wanted the house, and he wanted her to pay him alimony. Instead, what happened? The judge directed Mike to get a full-time job. They were going to be splitting custody, with Renee having primary custody.
It should be noted that in Michigan, where the divorce took place, family court records are sealed, so we could not review the documents ourselves. But Renee's loved ones say that was the judge's decision. Left Mike fuming.
She said Chris was so angry. He expected the house, the kids, and $2,000 a month.
And according to statements given to authorities, these were the thoughts racing through Renee's head during one of the most vulnerable times in her life.
She was even worried that he was going to potentially come to the hospital while she was donating this kidney and do something to her.
Renee did make it out of the hospital okay, but her friend Chris says that on the night she went to see her kids at Mike's, all those fears came rushing back with a vengeance.
She's holding her side out of the hospital, and he had the 3-year-old on his hip. Mike threw the 3-year-old at her, and she fell to the ground. She believed that that was an attempt on her life. She was so scared. She was freaked out. She called me that night, just absolutely horrified and freaked out.
Crime Watch Daily did reach out to Michael for his side of the story, Through his attorney, he denied it ever happened. But Renee's friend Joyce says she also got a disturbing call from Renee that same night.
She had begged me to spend the night with her, which was an odd request. I couldn't because I had a commitment the next day on a Saturday all day, and I absolutely could not.
Who knows how things would have turned out if she could have, but the next day, August 5th, Renee suddenly wasn't there.
She was supposed to go with a friend of ours to a craft bazaar, and she never showed up.
After several unreturned phone calls from friends and family, Renee's father went to check on her. And after that, lights and silence.
So when you walk into the home, what do you find? What do you see and who's there?
We were greeted by her parents who appeared very upset at this point. I don't think they really knew what was going on.
That's when they led investigators back to Renee's bedroom.
The bedroom itself did not look out of normal except for what we found with Renee.
Which would be
That she had been stabbed multiple times in her own bed.
A violent end for a woman who was anything but. And for the people who knew Renee best, was little mystery to the murder.
what went through your mind? What questions did you have? My question is when are you going to arrest Mike?
There were no signs of trouble in the kitchen, nothing out of place in the living room. But what investigators found in Renee Pagel's bedroom was the stuff of nightmares.
I would say there was rage in that room.
The 41-year-old mother of three has been stabbed multiple times while lying in her own bed recovering from a kidney donation.
It was a bloody scene.
It was a bloody scene. She did put up a fight. The struggle, in my opinion, I mean, there was blankets everywhere. There was a lamp knocked over, a clock knocked over. And she had defensive wounds on her hands and on her feet, from obviously trying to block stabbing motions of the suspect.
Unfortunately, officers weren't able to find any physical evidence pointing to her killer. But Sergeant E.J. Johnson of the Kent County Sheriff's Department says the nature of the attack itself speaks volumes.
This wasn't a burglary. No one had taken anything. So, in my experience of 21 years being an officer, it was somebody close. Somebody had something out for Renee.
And if you believe Renee's friends, there was only one person who fit that bill.
When I heard Chris Renee's dead, I knew she killed him.
That he be Renee's estranged husband, Michael Pagel.
Even before you found out she was stabbed, even before you found out the manner of her death, you thought he killed. I knew. I held out the very least bit of hope for her kid's sake. That it had been a complication from the surgery, that I knew.
Of course, that's just speculation, and Michael vehemently denies having anything to do with the death of his estranged wife. But Renee's loved ones say their belief is based on information they got directly from Renee just before she was killed.
So just hours before she had died, she was very agitated. She spoke to me were, Joycey, I can't die. I can't let that get my kids in my house. Those are the very last words she ever spoke to me.
Renee's friends did share these thoughts with police immediately after the murder.
We spoke with Renee's father and her stepmother and friends. And the common theme from all of them was she was going through a divorce with her husband, Michael, and that it was pretty contentious. I mean, the divorce had a lot of issues. At this point, the family and the friends were pointing at Michael as a potential suspect.
But even if they weren't, police always start with the people closest to the victim. So just hours after the gruesome discovery, it was time to pay Michael a visit.
We went and made contact with Mr. Pagel at his residence and immediately wanted an attorney.
So he lawyered up
Yes.
as soon as you went to him.
Immediately, yes.
Which was his right, but Sergeant Johnson says it also put the focus of the investigation directly on Mike.
He didn't want to know anything about her condition, didn't want to know what happened. just stated that he would prefer to talk to an attorney.
So he wasn't broken down, he wasn't grieving the mother of his children being dead.
No, not at all.
But Michael's attorney tells us police know his client is innocent, that the only reason they're focused on Michael is because they have no other leads. He adds that Michael has an absolute airtight alibi and that the reason Mike hasn't gone public
Thanks for the 2 likes, everybody.
is out to destroy him and forcing him to move away from home.
Appreciate it.
Loved ones letting raw emotion get the better of them? Was there anyone else who might have wanted Renee dead?
Have you identified anyone else who wanted Renee Hagel out of the way or?
Renee had no enemies at all. And there were a few names that would come up. For instance, there was a gentleman that lived in the pole barn. It was actually an apartment next door. He was there during this incident. We interviewed him. He has jumped through every hoop that we asked and has been completely cooperative.
He says every other person of interest they've questioned has done the same.
So everyone else has been clear.
That we know of. Yes.
Everyone, that is, but Michael Pagel.
We definitely think that Michael is a definite person of interest. And many things point in his direction.
He hasn't been cleared yet. So we're keeping everything open. But at this point, you know, in a divorce that, you know, somebody's not getting what they want, that could be a potential motive in something like this. So yeah, our crosshairs on him.
And Renee's friends say the reason why is obvious.
What was Michael's motive? What would have been Michael's motive to kill Renee?
Well, it's extremely clear to me. I think when the judge said, Mr. Hagel, you're going to have to get a better paying job, he decided we have to go to plan B because he wanted everything.
And plan B being
Murder. She had to go.
And as for Michael's alibi, his attorney tells Crime Watch Daily that Michael was at his mother's house miles away that entire evening, as were all of his children. Still, Renee's friends question how true that is.
well, OJ had an alibi as well. So, from my understanding, he hasn't exactly been cooperative with the police. I would love for his mother to take a lie. Perhaps he should too. Listen, why not?
Nick Hagel's life in the most ways. All Renee's friends and family are keeping her memory alive, only way they can.
We put up posters. We've established a website for her. We've held candlelight vigils. And we've gotten together as friends just to share stories.
But they've also been accused of going too far in their efforts by very publicly and forcibly pointing the finger at Renee's estranged husband, Michael Pagel. In fact, while he won't talk to police about anything related to Renee's murder, Mike has complained to the Michigan State Police about what he called harassment from Renee's friends.
So Michael Hagel has accused you of stalking him, of harassing
And
him.
he did.
Why? I think he just wants this to all go away. I think he wants everybody to forget that it ever happened.
And as for what friends say Pagel considers harassment,
Well, apparently, Mr. Hagel was getting scripture cards in the mail. So apparently his family felt that he was harassed. And I heard that he even had to move out of the area because he felt so harassed by these awful scripture cards.
Michigan State Police did look into Michael's claims, but say they saw nothing rising to the level that would require action. Either way, in court documents, Mike says he had to move away to protect his kids from constant accusations and media scrutiny.
He has retained an attorney, which he has a right to do. He has not offered any help. He has never called. He was never inquired, offered any assistance. We have gotten nothing from him. And you know, the mother of his 3 children.
It's pretty bold.
Well, it's pretty bold, but what I find odd too is, you know, his family members have not really reached out or or help us either, which is kind of weird.
And with that in mind, we decided to try once more to get Michael's side of the story, not from his attorney, but from the man himself. Loved ones of Renee Pagel say Michael Pagel has moved several times since the murder of his estranged wife. We're going to his home here to see if he wants to respond to his allegations against him.
Hi, how are you? Is Mr. Payton home?
Oh, no, he's at work right now.
No luck knocking on his door, so we tried to reach him by other means. We're calling now to see if Michael Pagel wants to respond to the allegations against him.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
No answer. The phone is going straight to voicemail. Then, just as we were preparing to leave, Michael pulled up and quickly hopped into another car.
Excuse me, sir. Hi. Michael, do you want to just one second? Michael, answer one question. Just tell us if you killed your ex-wife.
Through his attorney, Michael denies having anything to do with Renee's murder. Says he's just as worried as everyone else that there's a killer out there. He goes on to say he even fears for his own safety. Do you think they've already found who killed Renee?
It's very possible we have.
Is Michael Pagel still a suspect?
He's definitely a person of interest and has not been carried.
The car had an investigation on it.
They're definitely focused on it.
But police say they still need that one piece of hard evidence for someone with inside knowledge to speak up.
So would you say this case is unsolved, or would you say this case is untrue? It is unpunished, but in my mind, it's solved.
But until police solve this case, Renee's friends say they'll do everything they can to keep fighting for closure.
Maybe people say that it's been 11 years. Maybe it's just best to let it go at this point. What do you say to that? You know, I said no. We need the truth to come out, and we need justice.
As you can see, Renee's friends are clearly not going to give up their fight for justice. And even though police named her estranged husband a person of interest, he has never been arrested and denies having anything to do with her murder. So what now? We brought in former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Bobby on to answer some questions and clear some things up. Bob, first of all, as you see, Renee's friends are pretty convinced that Mike had something to do with Renee's murder. Why do you think he's not been charged?
Chris, here's the important thing. As a lawyer, as a prosecutor, you have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt based on the rules provided to you by the court. Two pieces of information that they're relying upon, the jury will never hear. You cannot comment on a defendant's failure to speak to the police under the Fifth Amendment or his refusal to cooperate. And secondly, there's an evidence rule that says a victim's statements about impending doom cannot be admitted. Why? Under the same Fifth Amendment that says you have a right to cross-examine statements used against you at a trial. So that only leaves the prosecutor with the motive because there's no other physical evidence connecting him to the scene. I actually had a case where somebody was murdered and all the detectives and investigators went right towards it's got to be the husband, got a negative ruling in a divorce action. The divorce papers were all over the husband's house. He asserted his right to remain silent. Everybody was in the red that he was the person that did it. We interviewed a kid who on two occasions gave information. He was just a basic witness. He wasn't a suspect in the case. But a couple of us took a look at the statements of that kid. We're like, there's something squirrely about this kid. At the end of the day, he gave a confession and is serving life in jail. That husband was being considered a suspect. In fact, was not the murderer.
After Renee's death, Mike got full custody of the kids. And we're told while investigating the story, it appears they're on his side.
Well, I mean, he's not convicted of a crime. He has not been charged with a crime. And so there's really nothing in court.
Hardee's Double Deals pack double the charbroiled beef and melted cheese.
After a day of fishing with her son Evan on the Coosa River, Susan Osborne told her best friend Holly she caught a keeper.
She's like, he's the one I really want to give a chance.
She was talking about Air Force veteran Jerry Osborne. From the day the two met, Holly says Susan was head on her heels.
I remember sending these pictures and texts because this is the guy I'm really, really liking right now.
Jerry was the first man Susan dated after her divorce from Evan's father. The following year, they were married.
I don't believe he ever had a family before, so to him, this was his family.
Susan's mom, Linda Anklin, lived in Texas and only met her son-in-law a few times. But she said he seemed to be a
I got
great
some
fit for
chicken,
her
y'all.
daughter and grandson.
He was very protective of them. He wanted Susie to look nice. He didn't mind buying her dresses all the time.
He also provided them with a nice home. Susan even quit her job so she could be a full-time wife and mother. The last time Linda visited them in Alabama was Mother's Day.
She took me out for a manicure, pedicure. We did lunch.
It was a great visit. But just a few weeks later, something completely out of the ordinary happened.
I went to Michigan in June for my granddaughter's graduation, and I was sending her pictures all the time, and I wasn't hearing anything. She wasn't answering for several days.
Linda says her daughter had never gone more than a day or two without returning her text or phone calls.
And my last text was jokingly, Susie, if you don't answer my text, I'm going to have to come to Alabama and look for you.
Linda considered calling the police, but didn't want to upset her daughter, who was always very private.
I just don't want the police to go to her door and she's going to say, this is ridiculous that you're checking up on me.
She even sent Susan a letter, but to her shock, it soon came back marked not deliverable.
It made me sick, and that letter came back.
Mysteriously, around the same time, Susan also stopped responding to her best friend Holly, who had moved away to South Florida just before Memorial Day.
The phone was disconnected. I started thinking, okay, is she mad at me because I moved? Then when I couldn't get anyone on Evan's phone either, and then they were both disconnected, I knew something had to be wrong.
Neither knew how to reach Susan's husband, Jerry.
I had no number for Jerry. I knew he worked at the Air Force Base.
Linda admits she hardly knew Susan's new husband. Now, after 2 months, she finally called the sheriff for help. Right away, deputies spot something curious. Susan's car in the driveway.
We pulled up to the residence and we started to realize that this was probably more in depth than we initially thought.
With a knock on the door, they learned Susan and Evan aren't there, only her husband, Jerry Osborne.
Mr. Osborne opens the door and he's thoroughly cleaning his residence.
Then Jerry drops a Dear John surprise. What does he tell you about his wife's disappearance?
That on Memorial Day, she decided to leave him. A man had come and picked her up and her son up.
Jerry tells cops the next day Susan returned, taking furniture and other items from the house. He also claimed to have proof that Susan and Evan were still alive.
He was able to produce a medical bill for Evan that he had obtained oral surgery a few days after they had supposedly left. The bill was for a no-show, for a missing appointment.
Detectives are quickly realizing that Jerry's explanations just don't quite add up. The next day, they return to his house armed with a search warrant and find him busy cleaning, just like the day before.
When we found out that we actually were there to investigate the matter, it would appear that he did some follow-up cleanup.
According to Detective Ogden, there shouldn't have been much to clean. He says Jerry had pulled off a major home makeover in just 2 months.
The house appeared to be almost completely remodeled on the inside.
Susan's friend Holly was in the house just weeks before Susan vanished and says a remodel was definitely not needed.
She had repainted the house probably less than 6 months before this.
So it was unnecessary to rip up the hardwoods and put carpet down.
There was no reason.
Jerry had also bought several pieces of new furniture, telling cops he burned the old furniture in the backyard, including mattresses and bed frames. People living nearby on Waterview Lane were all too familiar with Jerry's fires.
So much just aroma and smell of plastics burning.
Nikki Miller says there were days during the summer when the sky was completely filled with smoke.
So much smoke they couldn't even go outside in their yard. And this is 4 and 5 houses down.
With all the remodeling and cleaning, detectives were worried any evidence of foul play might be lost forever. So they turned to a powerful investigative tool. What happened to Susan Osborne and her son Evan?
It's just as if I just fell off the face of the earth.
Missing since Memorial Day, her family spent the summer worried sick.
I cry myself to sleep a lot. I wake up with nightmares.
But bad dreams were about to become real life. After a full 2 months with Susan and Evan missing, Susan's mother finally reports the disappearance to the Elmore County Sheriff's Department.
We're 60 days behind Mayball trying to work a missing persons case. That's not a good situation to be in.
But Jerry told detectives his wife wasn't missing. He claimed she left him for another man on Memorial Day.
Who's this man? He was not able to provide anything other than a vague physical description.
As far-fetched as the story sounded, detectives learned Susan did the same thing to her first husband, Evan's father.
Did Susan ever up and leave previously?
Susan did.
But her brother Brian says it was only after her marriage had fallen apart, and the circumstances were very different.
She had no money, her water was being shut off, so I moved every one of her possessions up to my house.
This time, when Susan's best friend Holly Hatfield hears news of another man, she is immediately perplexed.
She told me everything. If she was going to leave him or do anything, I would be the first to know.
During their initial visit, detectives say Jerry was busy cleaning. They also learned that he'd done an extensive summer remodel of his home, all by himself.
We had freshly painted the inside of his house. New carpeting had been installed. Old flooring had been taken up by him and disposed of. New furniture had been put in the house, and he had burned and disposed of multiple pieces of furniture.
Because of the thorough cleaning and extensive remodel, curious detectives were now left with one critical tool in the search for evidence.
What's referred to as luminol.
Luminol is a chemical used to detect blood, not visible to the naked eye. In a Crime Watch Daily exclusive, detectives reveal luminol used in the home unmasked a stunning development.
How many indications of blood were there?
It was approximately 20.
Possible blood evidence was found in the kitchen, laundry room, and guest bathroom.
When you have this high number, is that indicative of something sinister, the foul play?
That's really indicative of something that's along the violent lines of not a finger cut by any stretch of the imagination.
And you're saying you were only able to detect it with luminol because someone, in this case, you think Jerry, went through great lengths to try to clean it up.
Absolutely.
The blood samplings have been sent to a crime lab to determine if they belong to Susan or Evan. Results will take a few months.
Yeah, I will put it out. That's encouraged of what we already believe. Good play.
That Evan and Susan succumbed to foul play.
Whatever happened to her daughter and grandson, Susan's mom thought it would be captured on the home's elaborate security system. She says there were cameras at every door.
I know that for a fact because I asked Susie, was it necessary for them to have a security camera?
But when cops went to look for recorded data,
it was no longer there. Because what did he do? He replaced the security camera. He went out and bought another one the 1st of June.
Investigators say 2 cadaver dogs detected possible human remains at or near a 55-gallon drum where Jerry burns his trash, but none were ever found.
Nothing was there right now.
Because he was burning something.
Absolutely.
Sheriff Franklin also believes some very suspicious evidence was found on Jerry's computer, but he's not revealing exactly what that evidence is.
Are we talking about in the vein of how to dispose a body, how to get rid of blood?
It's not what me or you or any other person would search for, but I don't know how the world would explain that away.
With the evidence against Jerry Osborne mounting, what was still missing for detectives was a motive.
I said, yes, told investigator they need to call me.
The answer might be hidden inside the secretive communications between 2 best friends, Susan and Holly.
He said, oh, there's emails. It must have been sent.
Investigators learned Susan was sending Holly emails for more than a year, and Holly had saved every shocking one of them.
You guys have. He saw the emails that he knew there was more to the story.
The subject line of the email read, "Don't mention this in text." Susan Osborne was about to share an explosive revelation about her husband, Jerry.
she sent them the email because she didn't want him reading her text because he was possessed her with her phone evidently.
The email was to her best friend, Holly Hatfield, who claimed not long after the couple married 4 years ago, Jerry became very controlling. She says he'd read Susan's texts and listen to her phone calls.
She would have to talk to me on speakerphone when he was around because I guess he wanted to listen to the conversation.
In January of 2016, Susan forwarded Holly emails that had been written by Jerry.
The first email she sent me was the screenshot of the emails back and forth between him and other men. And then the second email she sent me the same day was the profile page back in 2011 for that escort.
Where he was essentially prostituting himself.
That's what it appears to be.
Holly says her jaw dropped.
Hi there, guys. My name is Jade.
But there it was in print. Jerry's ad on a website called boyscore.com.
I'm looking for older, generous gentlemen to spend some quality time with. The satisfaction is guaranteed every time. Your sexy boy toy is waiting.
Holly says Susan was certain her husband Jerry was the one pictured in the ad.
How was Susan able to identify Jerry? Is it from behind?
Yes, she said she was able to identify him from the tattoos.
And then there's a bow.
Yes, gift bow on his like
Derriere.
So Jerry's ink isn't the only thing that blew his cover.
The phone number that was in that profile page was a phone number I think we used to have.
Holly isn't the only person Susan told about Jerry's alleged prostituting past.
She called me and she was very, very upset, very sick. She said, Mom, I need to explain something to you and tell you what I found.
Linda Ancliffe says her daughter wanted advice about what she should do.
So I had asked her, you need to talk to her and find out why. Because I thought this only happened in the past. But I think that she believed it was happening all along.
Linda says she never talked about it with her daughter again. But Susan did continue to confide in Holly.
So Susan finds out that at some point her husband was a male prostitute and currently he's cheating on her with other men. Does she confront him?
She did later down the road at one point start mentioning to him something she found out because he asked her why she was sleeping with that wedding.
But she says Susan didn't tell Jerry everything.
She knew a lot more than what she ever let out.
That's because Holly says Susan needed to carefully plan her escape before she could leave her husband.
So she said, I have to get a job first. I cannot put the kids without insurance.
Holly, however, isn't sure Susan was really serious about walking away.
I know she loved him, and there were times that I would think with her, it was like she was in denial and she didn't want to leave. The last thing she said to me on May 16th, the day we left Alabama, was that they loved each other and that they had worked things out.
But after discovering her husband's secret sex life, Holly says Susan started to become paranoid.
One time, me, her, and Evan went to eat in a restaurant, and she made the comment that she would not sit with her back turned toward the door. And I said, is everything okay? She said, yeah, I just have to be careful.
At the same time, she claims Jerry became more controlling.
The last time me and her were to eat by ourselves, he dropped her off at the restaurant and picked her up. She was not allowed to drive there.
And this takes being possessive to a whole new dark sort of level.
She had verbalized on multiple occasions that he was crazy and they had to watch out.
Then, just 2 weeks after Holly moved to Florida, investigators and family wonder, did something cause Jerry to snap and murder both his wife and stepson?
We obviously think that, this lady and her son, it doesn't look good right now.
Cops say Susan may have uncovered too many of her husband's secrets.
At this point, is Jerry Osborne a suspect? He's a person of interest. When I said Jerry Osborne is he a person of interest, Spirit confidently nodded yes.
Oh, he's definitely a person of interest. He's probably our only person of interest.
Detectives confirmed exclusively to Crime Watch Daily that possible blood evidence has been found inside Jerry Osborne's house. It's currently being tested to determine if it belongs to Susan or Evan. With such a serious picture painted against Jerry,
Jerry, a serious allegation was made by the sheriff.
We wanted to give him a chance to defend himself.
Hey, Mr. Osborne, my name's Jason Atara with Primark Daily. We're doing a story on disappearance of your wife and stepson. We're hoping you can shed some light on what happened, if you heard from her, maybe heard from Evan.
I've been advised on council. It's not talking to anybody. If you have any questions for citizen training.
We talked to the sheriff, and he said that she found out about your extracurricular activities as a male prostitute, and you may have killed her and Evan. Is that true?
We can still hear Jerry sign, so we continue asking our questions.
This looks like a fairly newly constructed home, and yet you were ripping out the flooring, repainting, some serious demolition, while your wife and stepson are missing. The sheriff has named you a person of interest, and he said you're the only person of interest. Did Susan find out about the boy escort website?
But Jerry made it clear he didn't want to talk to us.
So it looks like Jerry Osborne told the sheriff's department on us. Funny, because we were just with the sheriff this morning, talking about Jerry and his missing wife and stepson. Perhaps Jerry Osborne can come out of the house and clear this whole thing up.
Hey, look, I understand what you're doing, no problem at all. Just make sure you stay off of his property.
Yeah.
It was clear Jerry didn't want to talk to us, but his lawyer did agree to a phone interview.
Not for a time that she's disappeared, we'll take a look for it. I will say, it's never been on this scale.
While Trey Norman agrees the disappearance is odd.
You know, someone won't stay hidden bad enough, it's certainly possible if they're willing to get rid of blame.
Mr. Norman told us the remodeling done after Susan allegedly left was actually Jerry's parents' idea.
If they wanted to paint over some of the things in the house, because this looks hideous.
Not only did they dislike Susan's decorating, they claimed she had spray painted vulgar phrases on the walls and floors before leaving.
The language that you probably don't want to put on the television show.
Trey didn't want to comment on the allegations that Jerry was once a male escort. When we asked about the alternative lifestyle, his only response was,
the way the world is now, I don't know that there is an alternative lifestyle.
Jerry's lawyer believes his client has been unfairly convicted in the court of public opinion.
No one's given him a chance to innocent to prove guilty.
Sheriff Franklin believes the test being done on blood found in Jerry's home will go a long way in proving his guilt or innocence.
Sheriff, when do you expect these lab reports back?
It's probably gonna be a few more months, but I know that frustrates the family problem.
It bothers me every day knowing that he is free.
And if Jerry Osborne did have something to do with her daughter and grandson's deaths, what are you feeling now?
I feel hate. I feel hate for Jerry. After losing my husband and losing my daughter and grandson, I feel dead inside. I feel empty.
If you know anything about the disappearance of Susan Osborne and her son Evan, you can call the Secret Witness Hotline for Elmore County. That number is 334-567-5227.
environmental designer, turned founder of Repurpose. These are my girls. Hey guys. You know, this is Hey guys. Hey. Hit the like button as you come in. Hey everyone. Hit the like button. Hey, happy Mother's Day to those of you that celebrate. I don't celebrate. I'm all alone. I'm all alone, guys. All by myself with Mother's Day. So I just left a meeting that I was Hey guys. Oh wow, I'm glad to know that. Hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. Add you some in. Okay? Hit the like button. Hit the like button, no one. Like button. Which one is there? Yeah, that's good. It's not a filter. You missed something. You guys, hit the like button. Please hit the like button as you come in. Hey guys, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all beautiful mothers and the beautiful fathers that are close to your children. Lead the mother. Happy Mother's Day to you too. Yes. Hey guys, I'm just leaving a meeting. I'm heading home. Wow, I was a little bit. Little bit. I'm in.
Happy mother, I mean,
Oh, she wanted me to go over speak up to me. Thank you. Our mother all of us together. She's did. Thank you, darling. Hey, baby, see you. And we want to thank you too. Hit the like button. Let's hit the like button, guys. The one I just came on. Lots of course I made for any prayer, praying truth. Rosemary, Sherry, Dixie Fanny, Hey Beautiful, Hey Kenny Craig. Hit the like button. It's 46 people and only 30 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. We're gonna hang it up. Look, I want to do hit that like button. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. All right, hey, name is Shelton. Oh, really? Beyonce. Yeah? Definitely gave me the hour. Okay, because I got a notification as soon as you went live. Okay. So, hey, Dion. See, some people get the notification, some people don't, but that has nothing to do with me. And I guess people don't know that. They know, just don't notify me, but that has nothing to do with it.
the main thing is if you want to be notified or make sure
you have to be subscribed, and once you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you have to turn your post notifications on. That's how you're notified of when I live or when I upload. Mostly I just do lives, but I have did uploads in the past as well. I have 7,444. I'll repeat that one more time, 7,444 YouTube views. I'm very blessed and thankful.
Allow us to, refresh. They have to notify you. I have no way of notifying anybody, unless it's something that I don't know. Now, I don't think so. I think it's just YouTube, yeah. Please hit the like button, guys. Hello to Leon. Hey, Ray Robertson. I love you too, Kawan. From Single Paula from YouTube. And no device is on my. I know, Shelby. Ain't that something? I don't see why it's so hard for everyone to hit the like button. Jeez. Just hit the like button when you come in. And if you do that, whenever I come on, talk to you guys, don't have to worry about me wasting time talking about the work, but just as soon as you come on, just hit that like button. I hit it. So I'm done again. That's it. Yes, we are blessed each and every day. Watson is coming. Come on, you coming to America? Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, I just, you know what? I know a lot of people want to be in there, but basically, I have a new cash app and I ain't gonna give it up right away. Because I stopped taking because nobody's really, I mean, I need everybody to be on board, not just some people. I need everybody on board to with the membership thing. Okay, everybody has to be on board with that in order for us to move and do things as a whole. So I did have the support of everybody at the same time. I kind of just said, you know what, I'm gonna wait for them because that was something I was doing. So my book is still coming out. I'm still doing a book tour. It could be the will of a month. Okay, and I believe in this history. So everything is still the same. Everything's the same. Leolah is still doing what she got to do. Okay, but I need people that are gonna, if we're gonna do this thing, um, it's gotta be consistent. It's gotta be consistent, and it's very simple, very simple to do. But I shut the cash out, not I, but the cash out is shut down. Well, yeah, I shut the cash out. Um, there's nobody's, I'm sitting at home. I might pick it up again. I don't know. I don't know. I might, um, I don't want to be viewed anything, but at the same time, I don't want to take your money and then, everybody ain't on board. So, no, I need everybody on board. Everybody has to be on board with it. So, you can say, we'll do it another time. I'm still gonna do other things that I was going to do, like, have, certain ones to come on and, talk to you guys one on one. I would probably still with that. Okay. No, come on, I don't know anything about Bobby Jones chicks and quick yourself and thanks and then, that brought me 94. What a facility, but I'm talking to all of them. I continue 94 outcome. I'm told, everything over that shows that Australia marriage, we have seen a video saying we need to go to in honor of you reason to get set up 5 days to send them to the game. They had 5 or 2 days before school period. Says who? Her five? Really? I know one thing I heard that I didn't mention to anybody. I heard from a reputable source that Mary asked Lisa Arnold whatever relationship is to them. I heard that she got busted stealing something from there with Carter and said, when we get back to land, stay away from you. We put each other with you, never be around. Yeah. That's something I heard at that thing. Father, at that hotel. And let me tell y'all something, man. Don't listen to anything Mary is saying. I just seen an interview with something she's on, and she was saying that she actually talked to Whitney and Whitney told her some secret thing. It was the thing about eating pork. Let me tell you all something. Hank has got to be telling this lady what to say. Because first of all, Whitney, I've never once seen Mandy around her. Honest. Never. I didn't even know who Mary was. So you see, she didn't come around probably until after Bobby and Whitney divorced. And then that started putting all her people in place. But Mary, I can guarantee you that Whitney did not tell her anything about those deep rules. No. And these people are, let me tell you something, they are actually, they're doing all this stuff to Whitney. They're trying to create this big picture. Oh my God. And you know, the media people that are interviewing them should make them take the lie detector test. Yes. They need to do a lie detector test because they're not being honest. And Whitney would never talk about it. And that did not happen with Judy Ward. Whitney loved Judy Ward, respected Judy Ward, never said anything negative about Judy Ward. I'm telling you, I know Whitney loved her. You know, but you all gotta use your head. Use your head. Why would all this come up after Whitney died? And you get all this stuff coming out. Y'all should know that this is not gonna be true. No, everybody's coming out with stuff about Whitney and what she said and what she did. You did this to her. And they're lying. I do not believe it. Never. No. All these movies, they're not even depicted. You're right. It's everything is negative. Negative. Out of all the stuff that we do in our life, all of stuff up on the street about negative stuff, because they know that that's what sells it. That's what you all want. That's not what people want to. A lot of people today don't want to see that, but that's what they're doing. And you got some that's sad and still out there that wants to see that. And that's why we do it. Regardless of children, he's not, he may not allow anybody to do like that. And that's the sad part about all of this. You know, it's going to keep coming possibly, but you know what? You guys have the truth. You out there. You're no better than that. That's sad. All these women saying negative and they're lying. That stuff ain't even true. None of that's nothing. And they're trying to make a mother look bad. They're talking about Whitney said this about Dee Woolwick and Whitney ain't never say nothing about no Dee Woolwick. I don't get it. I don't know what Pat and Gary are trying to do. Like, why are you trying to? What are you trying to do? And you're trying to tarnish somebody's name that's dead and gone. Somebody that had a beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. Whitney really loved Dee Woolwick, and she respected her a lot. And for them to do that, That is ugly. That was an ugly thing. They must be angry with somebody. Gotta be. And so they're trying to throw stuff like that out there. People do that. You know, it's no telling. They might be trying to do another movie or something, or trying to get another movie deal or something. But that's not funny to me. Not at all. That is not funny. I don't like that at all. No. Whitney ain't never said nothing bad about a Warwick. She loved her Aunt Dion. She loved her Aunt Dion. And she loved her cousin Dee Dee. So all that stuff that Pat and Gary saying about I take my shoes off. Dee Dee Warwick is a lie. You don't believe it for 2 seconds. Don't you all? Do not. Yeah, but Whitney ain't never told Mary nothing. Mary ain't Whitney. I've never even seen Whitney around Mary. Somebody's paying Mary. Somebody is paying Mary to say things. Yes, gotta be. What do Whitney Houston look like telling Mary? And that's Pat's girl. You understand? That is Pat's girl. That's the name. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast. Baked goodness into your morning. Choose a brisket with sausage and egg, biscuit with gravy, or French toast tips. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the morning. And exclusive offers on Hardee's app.
Experian Boost raised my credit score by 12 points instantly, which is insane.
So I raised my score by 21 points instantly. Literally as soon as I pressed the button.
Boost your credit scores instantly. Free only at Experian.com/boost.
Yeah, that's who Mary is. And she's somebody that I believe Pat is paying to say those things. Yes. I got a phone call tonight from my girl Tawana in California. She told me she saw Pat and Gary at a some kind of musical gospel fest. I'm like, they are so, you know what? Let me tell you something. And I can say this. I believe that Pat and Gary is so happy that Whitney's dead. They are trying to replace Whitney. They're trying to get in the music industry. They're trying to be around everybody, and they're trying to get their name out there and do this and do that. You understand what I'm saying? And so I was on the phone with Tawana, and I said, "Wow." She said, "I saw Pat and Gary," and she started laughing. And she said, "But you know what? I didn't." And she was just laughing at the fact that, I guess somebody was trying to sing and it didn't sound right, but I'm like, wow. I said, so this is what Whitney died for, huh? So that y'all could take over. Wow. There is no way I wouldn't even go to that concert. It's a reason why Whitney stayed to herself when she was alive and she was out there doing her thing. It's a reason why now I see why she did not, because a lot of people say that Gary was angry that Whitney, he was jealous that Whitney made it and he didn't in the music industry. But I can see why Whitney did not break her neck to help him, to, help him with a deal or whatever. She knew. She knew. That's all they wanted from her. I'm looking at this whole thing now. I'm looking at Pat and Gary, and they're out here just everything. They're just using Whitney's name. Once Whitney Houston is gone, she's gone. You can't replace her, Gary or Pat. But they want that attention. They want that attention from Whitney's audience. Sad. That is so sad. Wow. Get your own knife. So sad. It is so sad, you guys. Y'all, you have no idea. Yeah, well, yeah, and I think so too, Aaron. Said Gary had personal problems with Robin and hated Robin being around his sister wife because she had Whitney's best interest and looked out for her, unlike how he doesn't right. But Robin too, my thing is, I think Robin should have sat down too now because I kind of see where she went with this. And if I said to myself, if Whitney was alive, Robin, would you do this? See, that's the thing. That's when you know you have a friend. Because if you can, whatever you can do to me with my back turned, you understand what I'm saying? If you can represent me well and you can say, nice things about me when I'm not around you, then you're my friend. But don't wait till I die to say something. And then you want to come out and say stuff that don't even, make sense. And then I heard Robin said in the beginning, no, me and Whitney never had a relationship. And then she turned around and said that she did. But why would you want to say that? Would you say that if Whitney was alive? Would you do that? Why is everybody doing this to Whitney? See, I don't call that friendship. I really don't. And I love and respect Robin, but I mean, I don't hate anybody, but I just don't. I'm a person that I'm big on loyalty. You understand? I'm big on loyalty. If I got your back, I got your back in life and death, and that's me. And nothing can change that. Nothing can turn me around. No amount of money can make me start talking bad about you. And I'm gonna keep all the secrets that you tell me. And they ain't going nowhere. I know a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff about Whitney, but I would never, ever. So, and it ain't none of that stuff they saying. No. And it's not bad. Not that bad. But I'm just saying, you don't do that to people. You don't do that. No, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. You gotta treat people just like you like to be treated. You have to. And I live on that, and I'm a die on it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in doing people wrong. You don't do that. Yeah, loyalty over everything. Loyalty over everything. You gotta stay down out here and don't be weak and let something small. I got friends but I'm gonna tell you something. I got friends that are turning their back on me. And not a lot, but I said, praise God. Thank you, God. Because I know God is about to bless me. And God didn't want him around, I guess. He did not. He didn't want him around me. Because you can always think you got a friend, but you really don't know people. You don't. And it just takes for something to happen for your eyes to be open. You know, you could be around people, somebody for many years and not even know. Don't know how dangerous it is to them. So it's sad when people, I hate to see, I don't like that specialist. I don't. Moving. Tony Braxton, this is Tony Braxton, but you're not. Not sure everybody will. I mean, there's no way I could do it. Let me tell you something. I took the lead. Well, no, I could be like, you can do anything you want to do in this life. Can't let nothing scream. Oh, wait, that's nothing. God placed you here. You have every right that the Father gave you to be here and do right. But at the same time, we gotta respect God and respect His earth and respect Him. And give glory to Him as much as we can. You understand? But I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say I had so much I'm trying to say. Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. But I would never, ever be in something, and then somebody tell me I gotta do this or do that in order to do this or that. No, no, you do not have control over my life. Like, no, hell, no. I'm not that disciplined. But a lot of times you guys, y'all gotta understand, a lot of people get tricked and fooled into the industry. You know, a lot of people think people in the industry are rich, and that's not always true. It's not. A lot of people have been tricked into their contract and things like that. So don't always think that somebody you know between you, right? What they getting into. People don't know. People don't know. Some people don't know. I don't know what they get into. Especially somebody like Ricky, you know, her mother had control over her when she was younger and probably signed some deal on a contract for her. You understand? And then I guess they really realized, you know, all the control that they try to have over you. She didn't want that. You understand? And I think it was too late. You know, it's too late. They didn't tell me she didn't let she do it. And that's why we wanted to get away. She wanted to be somewhere on a little island around this thing on no brother and live out the rest of her life. And she deserved that. She deserved it. She gave this world everything. This world. I'm so upset that ain't nobody helping me fight for her. Fight for her. She did a lot for this world, this country, and more. Not just this country. She didn't deserve what she got. She happened to her. Jumping people in the hotel room. Yes, right. Myself, we're such an award. We just got so really screwed. So, you know, so bad, my brother. I wish she would get the hell away from this life. Oh my God, she's like a bad omen, demon. Oh, she was just like, I hate to say that, I don't get nobody's marriage. Nobody's marriage. I don't feel that. But when you see something that is sickening, I mean, it's very sickening. Why needs to get away? Needs to get away, just walk away, be strong. God want that. You know, how many times I had my heart broken in relationships. You know, take that pain, take it. Man, I swallowed tears after tears. He cried. I know there was that being pain over somebody that you love. You know, we can no longer be with them. Oh, I mean, I would this at a young age. Or if you imagine a young age, man, I never cried so hard. My first fortune, and never cried so hard for my children's father. Right. And God had, you know, he broke the pain, we're gonna hurt. Not only need it, but you gotta trust that God got you. Got you. It's after this brain assumption. And you come through that fire, there is joy. There is joy in the morning, man. Let me tell you, God, in the heart, joy, and in the perfection. Yeah, you will. You will keep going. You gotta not be afraid to go through pain. You're dancing. Your friend said, I love you, but I needed that on the open interview. But she'll never sure how to mention or what the marriage on the blind American. She allowed the world to do the body of the only father in this story. Well, she was right, but you know, it was just that I don't think it was that. Whitney was just, I think that the people around her messing with her neck. It was because Whitney had realized that she had realized that she moving up on me and mom moving up her and that people were in her ear about it. You understand? They didn't know what Bobby and Whitney together. Did not because they knew that that was just security. Thank you. Bobby, the Brown family was Whitney's new family that God had given to her because she really did it. And became like she really wanted it. That's why she loved my family so much. She came to my mother's funeral and pointed to my mother's casket and said, this, and she looked directly at Alicia. She said, this is mine. Once a Brown, always a. Because her and my mother is so close. That's why I tell people, God took my mother first. If you took my mother first before you took me, because daddy taking what we first, my mother did. Y'all think my mother is like this.
Right.
Y'all did not know my mother. My mother was a priest. My Brown did not play with you know that. And she ain't afraid of nothing. She wasn't afraid of nothing under the sun. Nothing. I don't care how big you were, how bad you, how much you talked about, how big bad you were. My mother never was one pointed it out the other way. She saw of nobody but God. Her as bigger than her. My mother was. She would see her. She did not play at all. She would get out there fighting for it. Mhm. But I think that it would have taken her too. It would have choked my mother. Yes. You know, I want to talk about something for money. I'm getting a lot of mail from people. People are telling me that my nephew doesn't want nothing to talk about on this podcast. I said, you need to find something better to talk about. We shouldn't be talking about our family business. I totally agree with you. On this, some things are just not to be talked about. So I do agree. When it comes to my mother's tombstone, we are being told one thing that we have to come together and everybody put the tombstone on my mother's grave. Now, we were told that I was told two stories. One was that Bob was making the decision on his own, and everybody was waiting for Bob to do it. And then I heard that my nephew went up to Boston, and he said that the people told him, no, we all have to come together. But let me say this. Somebody did something. They made a movie somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going to find it. Because there is no such thing. I was on the phone with my cousins from Boston earlier today. My cousin Bill is here. And we were talking about my Aunt Maggie. You have an Aunt Maggie that got that up there. And he was telling me how, they went, it was a single person that lived and put a tombstone with Aunt Maggie's. Whoever buys your tombstone, put the tombstone on. Somebody's doing some shady stuff behind my mother, behind her tombstone. And I'm gonna get to the bottom. Because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go on. No. I'm gonna get to it. Don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Because what they're not gonna do is act like you're not gonna leave my mother out there like that without a tombstone. And I've went to my brothers and sisters several times. And I had been asking what's going on with my tombstone. They always told me probably was putting the tombstone on and you know, so, and I'm thinking that it's going down, and then, my brother said that we were gonna do a show, and we were gonna, all of us, at the beginning of the show, was gonna air, we're gonna go into the tombstone to put place on the tombstone. Right. None of that ever happened. But my mother makes a change. But some stuff we don't have to talk about on social media. You understand? Or we don't need that. I don't I'm not that I'm about truth and stuff. But I'm not it's not I am not always open to air out everything that I've been through. No. It's you'll get a lot more other things that we can talk. You don't have to do some other things possible. And that's what it's that shouldn't be done. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think that and I'm just being rid of with all due respect, that for sure. I honestly uh think in the review that we should not have done that. You know, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not mad at shit or anything like that, but that is something that we shouldn't be talking about. There's a lot of other things we can, talk about other than that. A lot of, you know, but I'm gonna go to the line. For sure. Yes. Mhm. Yes. That's such a great, you don't need everybody, that's right. Yeah, I think it's something that, I don't know. I'm not gonna blame Alicia for that, because, well, let me tell you something. Yeah, nobody making you something, against your mother. Nobody. No, so I'm not gonna blame Alicia. But she has she's probably in this media. You probably got to stand up and be a man and not allow her to do a lot of things. You understand? Time is out for that. You know, I don't understand a lot of things, but you uh, I wish Nick would listen to me when it comes to love and different things like that. You got sisters at home, brothers, listen to your sisters and aunts and your mom. Listen, because we are women. We can tell you about women. We can. Because we're women ourselves. We know. Like when I say things like a woman will never love if she can control. If a female can control brothers, she can't love. Mm-mm. I don't care what she doing, brother. She's not going to. You want to love the public in her eyes. And she's gonna stop losing respect for you. Mhm. Then walk down the street and see a woman yelling at a man. I hate to see that. I stopped some young boys and girls once in the mall. They were walking up, and the girl was like, she was trying to, she was yelling at her boyfriend, and she was embarrassing. And I was thinking it, I seen it on his face. I'm looking at her like, I said, no, 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 no. I said, don't ever do that. Not out there. Don't ever do that to your boyfriend. Because it really beats you up. You just don't know what to do. So that's said, but yeah, like you don't yell at me in the street. That makes him feel so bad. Don't do that. Wait until you get there by yourself. And then on top of that, we yell at him in the right spirit, not the wrong spirit. Arguing, not yet. But, anyway, long story short, they thanked me. They thanked me. And, at that time, I'm not gonna finish talking like that. But anyway, also, at that time, I was on my way to them Andy's house, walk a property. They had called me and told me to come over. That was looking some done. And I was telling them I had just met these young kids. So this time actually I'm running over to that. Can you buy us something? I gave them all everything that I had in my phone. The money. But I had talked to them, told that young boy, don't ever do that. Never interaction with you, but they were like 17, 18, and they thanked me. I spent it and talked to them for like long, long, and they I mean, I just walked and talked and talked. You gave them an understanding of, you are watching them first time. And so they were grateful. They said, wow, that makes sense. I'm gonna try to give everyone meaning. And it's what we gotta take into. When we see how you got me doing something, you gotta yell at them if you don't sell and call them names or do things like that. So talk to them. That's what I do. I talk to them. Because they won't know unless we talk to them. And then they'll appreciate you. Then they'll appreciate you. And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all this. When I remember when I was having my meetings, my board and staff meetings for my foundation. And I was talking one day, and I had a table full of people. It was potential people that were coming into my company. They wanted to see work on these, and become pilots and things like that. So we were sitting down talking about the unions, coordinations, and all that. So I was asking them questions just to get into their mind. And so they were asking input to me. So I said, okay, let's say it's sunny and it's worship right for everybody. Some people go to church and mosque, some people they go for people for praying and we're Tampa. You understand? So I said, now you're set and you're working in my foundation. And we have to do. I said, what are you gonna do this Sunday? The man is outside. What are you gonna do if you want to go to church? So they was a back January and said that right there, and he said, I think he was a new face. So he said, well, I'm gonna it's Sunday and it's time to take the youth to church, so they're gonna have to go there I'm going. I said, you're not in my company. I said, I don't care if you got a youth that is okay. That's their business. You are forced nobody to go nowhere, especially not to go congregation, because they may not want to go to the congregation. I said, oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong answer. You can't do that. You don't force anybody to do anything. If that person says, I don't want to get on that man and go to the church today, that they say no. They say, I want to stay in my room with you, and you have to do that to me. Because that's their choice. So you got upset. I said, you put a note that you if that's what you need to do. So this brother got upset on me, moved on me, and then he tried to send a virus to that. Yes, not that serious. Other people are just, don't need things that don't need that. If you talk about the new people that really care about them and love them, that's going to sit down and listen and really help guide them. But you don't guide anybody by forcing them to your way. You can't do that. No. You be a leader or one that doubts him, and you get like being an example. You first irritate, but you give them the freedom of their own choice. You can't allow them to don't go to church. You want them to go to church or not. Yeah, big religion. But anyway, we some messed up people. We really are. You know, I would never, my foundation ain't about that. No, we can't do that. No, and then another woman was there. She was like, "Well, I have a 20-year degree, and I know she's not degree, 20 years experience on her job." And she was like, "I'm perfect for I've got the education." And I said, "Man, let me tell you something. I don't care if a person is a felon. My foundation needs people in it that are going to be that have it in their uh that is very passionate about what they do. That's the people that I want working for me because they love children, they love youth so much that they would do anything and take anything from them. You understand? Because I was asking questions like, what if one of them spit in your face and said your mother's a whatever? What would you do? And then some people will answer and say, snap, and I said, no. See, you can't work in my foundation. Because you're gonna have to take stuff. You're gonna have to understand that the youth been through a whole lot out here, a whole lot. And we have to understand that it's because of us, our generation, because we raised them. So what we need to do right now is be patient with them and humble ourselves. Man, I gotta teach people how to just be good people, godly people. And that's so sad that we don't understand. But anyway, I told her, no, I don't care if you're a felon, because I want passionate people. I want people that say, look, Leolah, I'm a felon. I ain't even got, I'm a felon, or I don't want people like this, but I'm saying just want people like this, but I'll accept people like that. That says, I'm passionate about this work. I need people that are passionate, not people that just want a paycheck. Because there's too many people in this world that have been living on their jobs for 30, they have retired from jobs that they hate. They have never lived out their life because they're not doing what they are passionate about doing. That's why I have a book coming out and it talks about customer service. You walk in a place of business, and you get looked at wrong, or you get a nasty attitude. It's because that person is not happy at what they're doing. So they're going to take it out on you. That's not living. You have to do something that you're passionate about. And that's what will get everybody rich. That's what's going to get you rich and make your money easy. Because I tell everybody, in order to find out what it is because a lot of people don't know why and really all you got to do is sit down and ask yourself, what do I really like to do? What do I like to do so much that if I woke up every day and did it without getting one red penny going, but I could still have a smile on my face? What is that I can do? Everybody can answer that for themselves. Something that they would like to do, that they're very passionate about. And if you answer that question honestly for yourself, then you have it. That's what you do. And you go after that dream. You get out your book and pen and paper, and you find out what it is that you can do. What it is that you need to do. Step 1, step 2, step to get to where you want to be. And just do it. Just do it. When you get to 1, and if it's money that you need, Man, let me tell you something. All you gotta do is ask God. God will make a way. The universe is obligated to give us anything and everything that we ask to. You ain't got to have no way or no means of getting it. The universe will create something in your mind, your brain for you. You'll create it yourself. And then it'll come to you. You understand? Man. And that's it. You gotta do what you're passionate about doing. We gotta stop taking on these jobs, working 30, 40 years at a job that we don't like. And then we retire from it. And we still ain't happy. That's not living. That is not living. I'm passionate about things like this, what I'm doing right here, teaching people, talking, counseling, mentoring. Yes, I love it. I can do it every day if I didn't get a dime. I can do it every day. So I will open up an office. And I'm gonna say this. I have an office open now. If anybody wants a one-on-one with Leolah, you can have it with me. You can have it with me. You have to email me, Leolah Brown, Leolah Brown, 2023 on Gmail. Email me. I do one-on-one counseling. Yep. And I mean, but you know what? Ain't nothing for free, y'all. Okay? I got a rig too. I got bills just like you all. I have bills. And that is that's how I make a living. Yes. I counsel people. Yes. At a small price. I will come to you, you come to me, I will sit in front of you, I will counsel you for as long as you want, and I guarantee you, when I'm done with you, there's nothing that will stop you from doing what you want to do. Trust me. Oh yeah. Yeah. And the sky ain't the limit. You can go so far. So very far. Yep. See what you got to say. 134 people on. I got 108 likes. Come on, guys. Okay, the last thing that Bobby needs right now is a lawsuit for divorce and child support from Alicia. Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? Not necessarily. Let me tell you something. I got some stuff on Alicia. She won't get filed with any lawsuits on Bobby. Bobby can turn right around and do some on her. Oh, I got the T on her. I just ain't been out here doing that because I don't, Yeah, you would think I'm saying a lot about his wife, but there's a lot that I'm not saying. So I can't be that, you know, I can't hate Alicia that much. But no, I got a lot of stuff on Alicia that I know. Mm-hmm. No, she probably thinks she can't do nothing about it. I know a lot about Alicia. Yes. Christian said, I'm passionate about photography, videography, and helping people, especially mental health. I'm in the mental health field and certified mental health advocate. That's good. I am too. Yes, I've done jobs for the city, the state that you had to have a 6-year degree for. Yes. And I was very successful on that job. Oh, yes. Did things that people with degrees can't even do. Stop people from committing suicide and everything. Yes. Beyonce said, I think Sissy is being abused by Sam. And I think so too. I believe so. Yeah. I think somebody's done something to Mama Sissy. Because her health just went down too fast. Too fast. And it seemed like her health didn't go down until Pat and Gary got to New Jersey with Mother Sissy. I believe that. I believe in That's okay, Calvin Terrell said, and I'm sure he knows that if she stands up to her about his family or about Bobby Jesus Foundation, she will leave him and file all kinds of charges against him. And that's why I got my brother's back. I got all kinds of stuff on Alicia. I got all kinds of stuff. Yes, witnesses. I got all kind of juice on her. She won't win in a courtroom with my brother. No, she will not. See, Alicia, she goes out and does her snoopy things and thinks that Bobby can't see her, and he might not. But I know people that have, and they're ready. They're ready for the court. Just in case. Y'all think I ain't been doing my homework for my brother? I got my brother back. Oh no, she will not do that. He will not do that to Bobby Brown. No, he will not. Not as good as he was to you. No. Mm-mm. No, I got the juice on Alicia.
With Squarespace, your critical website to sell protein.
Tonight, the tornado outbreak and more trouble on the way. At least 11 twisters reported, most of them ripping through towns near Chicago. More tornadoes possible tonight, along with new warnings of more heavy rain that could make that flooding catastrophe even worse. Plus, more than 80 million under new heat alerts. We'll show you why the Vegas Strip feels like alerts. We'll show you why the Vegas Strip feels like it's melting, and more record-breaking temperatures on the way. There's no any relief in sight. Also breaking tonight, for the first time, the FDA approving the sale of an over-the-counter birth control pill. The concern over how much it costs. The mystery over that cocaine found in the White House. Why the Secret Service is now ending its investigation. The president in Finland saying Vladimir Putin has already lost the war in Ukraine, and what he says about a U.S. senator who's holding up a key military appointment. Severe turbulence injuring passengers. Imagine a future where every flight is a smooth one. The new technology that could help predict and avoid severe turbulence in our series, AI Revolution. Our exclusive look tonight inside the battle to control the flow of deadly fentanyl into the U.S. How they're now tracking down the bills and the money.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Hey, good evening. I'm Tom Yamas, in for Lester. Tonight, from the southwest to the northeast, there are severe weather alerts that we're tracking, with new tornado threats again tonight after 11 reported twisters swept through 3 states overnight, all while so many Americans are struggling with that enduring and potentially record-breaking heat, with temperatures expected to rise to about 115 in cities like Phoenix and Las Vegas, 86 million under heat alerts. And in the Northeast, the possibility of more heavy rain and flooding in hard-hit Vermont and upstate New York after the catastrophic flash floods we've been following all week. All of it will be playing out right into the weekend, into the severe summer of 2023. And it's where we begin tonight with NBC's Aaron McLaughlin in the heat of the moment in Las Vegas.
Tonight from coast to coast, Mother Nature's onslaught is unrelenting. Overnight, multiple tornadoes touching down around Chicago.
Here, right there.
Why not?
Wreaking havoc at the O'Hare International Airport and leaving a trail of destruction with dozens of homes damaged.
It was going all around, it was going all over, so there was like no way to go to protect yourself from it.
NBC's Maggie Vespa is there.
We're here in Cook, Illinois, where if you come into room 5, you can see the roof of this motel is completely gone.
Here's that same shot from above. The owner says thankfully no one was inside when the storm came through.
Over the road.
And today, flash flooding in Mississippi, triggered by torrential rains. Multiple roads and buildings submerged.
My store is currently underwater.
This comes as more than 86 million Americans sweat through triple-digit temperatures, triggered in part by a deadly heat dome that only tightens its grip on the Southwest. In Texas today, the demand for electricity reaching its highest point ever. 2021's rolling blackouts, there's fresh concern for that state's power grid. Miami now 33 consecutive days with a heat index over 100 degrees. And Sin City is scorching. Las Vegas poised to tie its all-time heat record, 117 degrees this weekend. On the Strip, even the pavement is dangerous.
It is super hot out here, and so like the bottom of my shoe, I'm worried that it's gonna get set for the country. And no.
Nevada's only level 1 trauma center is reporting a troubling rise in severe burns from the superheated streets.
The pavement can heat up to 160 to 170 degrees, and all it takes is a couple of seconds with your skin being exposed to that to create a second degree burn.
73-year-old Air Force veteran Christopher Malcolm was waiting for the bus when suddenly felt faint.
I was feeling overheated. And so I sat down on a sidewalk.
Unable to get up, the hot pavement smeared through his pants, causing third-degree burns, which required surgery.
I feel lucky to be alive.
Yet another casualty of the brutal summer heat that has the potential to be the deadliest yet.
Aaron, that's an incredible reminder of how dangerous the streets can be. All week we've been talking about this brutal heat. I know you're there in Las Vegas tonight. Show us just how hot it is there.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. I have an infrared thermometer right here, so let's check it out right now. The street is registering in at 162 degrees Fahrenheit, and experts say that's hot enough to sear in seconds. An important reminder to people and pets this brutal heat wave. Tom.
162 degrees. All right, Aaron McLaughlin, bring us off tonight. We've also got some news just breaking into us involving the Capitol Hill and the White House, with the House voting to overturn a Pentagon policy that lets service members get reimbursed to travel to get an abortion. This move answers a big demand.
Someone just got the new DQ cake batter cookie dough blizzard. All that DQ soft serve cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and signature sprinkles.
We've got some breaking news. This is often the case. I'm trying to read it off my phone. We are learning from New York Times reporters that Jared Kushner was already questioned by special counsel Jack Smith.
We should know, folks, that it is not just here at home in North Texas. The world, in fact, seems to be sweltering also. I want to talk a little bit more about that. So let's go ahead and bring in Scott Patrick once again for that part of the story, Scott. And really, again, it makes us feel a little bit better. It's not just us, so many other people.
Yeah, it's not just us. And this is somewhat alarming. Now, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, says Earth just had its hottest June since global records began in 1850. That's 174 years. So how hot are we talking? It's nearly 2 degrees of Fahrenheit warmer than that, above normal. And there's a good chance that this year will rank the top 10 warmest years on record. Now, in North Texas, it was also hotter than normal. So let's take a look at that as well. You're able to see that in June for North Texas, the average temperature was 94.2 degrees Fahrenheit. That's up like 2.7 degrees. So it's definitely alarming. And so let's make this climate connection. NOAA cited several events that contributed to the heat in North America alone. We had our 7th warmest June on record. And in the southern part of North America, a heat dome formed over most of the state and also over Mexico. The southern United States, that is. Now, let's all head all the way from now, the southern United States and Mexico, north to the Arctic, where ice coverage there was about 130,000 square miles below average. So we're going to go from north all the way to... There you go.
But we begin our report with what would not normally be news, heat in the summer. But it is the unrelenting heat and the promise of more that we are concerned with. The National Weather Service says more than 120 million people are under extreme heat advisories, about 1 in every 3 Americans. Phoenix saw a record high of 114 degrees Thursday, and Dallas saw a high of 105 degrees. If you're trying to escape the heat with a vacation abroad, as many Americans are, we have some bad news for you. Thermometers in parts of Europe are hitting triple digits. Spain, Italy, Greece, and Bulgaria all saw temperatures near or above 105. It's a warning to both visitors and locals. More than 60,000 people died from heat-related causes during Europe's hottest summer on record last year. But the weather extremes are not limited to temperature. Tornadoes hit Illinois, and that's where we go now to Roxana Sperry, who reports on what the entire country is facing.
Tonight, the city of Louisville in central Mississippi is under a flash flood warning after more than a foot of rain fell in just 4 hours.
My store is currently underwater.
Some people needed to be rescued from their homes and their cars. The Winston County Sheriff's Department said it saved at least 4 drivers. No deaths or serious injuries have been reported so far. And across a third of the country, it was another.
Okay? And we'll have a good time. We'll talk face to face. And it'll be beautiful. It's a beautiful event. I'm not gonna say it right now. We locked the venue down. We already locked that. So it's going down. My publicist is doing flyers now. So okay. I'm gonna do some shout outs to hey Gigi and TJ Aaron, Jada, Donnie Taylor, Brown Queen, Natasha, I think it's Satina, TJ, Joe Love, Itsy Light, Linda Sean, Sister, hey,
Around just
Pues el festival musical que se ha creado para conmemorar a Celina Quintanilla Pérez.
Para la memoria y
¿Quién es Salinas?
TikTok, where we take a closer look at the story behind the sensation. As ABC News Live amplifies Voices for Disability Awareness Month, we're going to turn to a content creator making strides within the community. Actor and filmmaker of Dear Average Height People, Aubrey Smalls uses his platform to educate his audience about dwarfism. Take a look.
This Jewish family with dwarfism were experimented on during World War II. The Obrich family were originally from Romania and traveled throughout Europe as performers. One thing people might not know is that the person behind World War II had an obsession with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, so much so that they found artwork that
Camp is always
No one flavors like we flavor. Real mints.
The Butterfly Kiss Pro by Skull Shaver is one of the quickest and smoothest shaves you can find.
Mukbang is a social media trend that has caught fire.
eating a large amount of food on camera, all while taking viewers through the meal step by step. It's become a lucrative way for content creators to rack up followers, ads, and brand deals, but it all comes at a price. Overeating can lead to binging, mental exhaustion, and could set a bad example for those watching. Our Elizabeth Schulze talks to two of mukbang's biggest stars and starts off our new series, The Other Side of Social Media.
If you type in Trisha Paytas chicken nugget, like there's so many videos that pop up. I love chicken nuggets, and I feel like that's what people like know me as.
Does it feel weird to you ever to have your day be tied to chicken nuggets?
No, I love it. Today I am going to be doing the 10-minute 100 chicken nugget challenge. The little crispy part, yeah.
Trisha Paytas never expected that eating fast food would be her way to fame.
It's just so good. So 2012 was my first eating video, and it went pretty viral back then. I got like 1 million views in a day, and I was just eating scrambled eggs, toast, and ruffled potato chips.
Scrambled eggs, toast, and ruffled chips.
Yeah, that was back in my days when I like couldn't really afford anything. I was like, Chip, sorry, Chip. I remember chips on the seat.
So you make this video, you put it on YouTube, and you're watching these views creep up. What's your reaction?
I mean, I was so relieved. I was watching the views go up. I was making money. Just made some scrambled eggs.
What kind of money did that look like, those views for you?
Well, I think my scrambled eggs video made like $8,000.
$8,000 overnight because that video.
Literally overnight. And I think my most I've ever made was I did a Pizza Hut one where I ate like 5 different pizzas. Like another pizza? And I think that made like maybe 50,000. These are my cup collections.
Now, from her home in Los Angeles with a loyal audience of more than 5 million subscribers,
This is literally so good.
Trisha has made a living cashing in on a trend called
Mukbang.
mukbang, term that originated in South Korea and translates to eating shows.
I am doing nothing but content.
Content creators post videos, sometimes more than an hour long, themselves eating mostly junk food, taking on challenges where they eat exorbitant amounts.
I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. I started doing mukbangs and seafood bowls, and the time went on, I was doing different things like adding different foods and different things like that. So it went viral. It really doesn't matter what onion you put in there.
Atlanta-based Bethany Gaskin grew her following to more than 3 million on YouTube, going viral eating piles of seafood.
Yeah, and that's it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of prepping. You have to have the food set up in the right way, and the lighting, the sound. It's a lot. That's a good one.
She admits at first she thought it was weird that viewers would want to watch and listen to her eat.
I think that it's a thing called ASMR. They say they get the tingles. It makes them, feel a certain feeling in their back of their neck or something like that. It's weird.
Nutritionist Maya Feller says viewers should be cautious when consuming this kind of content.
A lot more sensitivity in online spaces that really allow people to not look at themselves in relationship to a content creator. That is an area for people who have a history of eating disorders or who have active eating disorders that it can be really triggering and confusing.
I would call it binge eating. You cannot go on camera with a little plate and expect people to watch. I never ever finish the food. I'll just pack it up. The bigger it looks, the more views you want to get.
What would you say to critics who look at these videos and say you're encouraging people to binge eat?
I would challenge you to do it.
You're making this problem worse.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree completely. How many people get this much food to eat at once, right? You see these people binge, and it can trigger all types of emotions and bad eating habits.
Trisha Paytas has opened up online about her own binge eating disorder.
You don't know how to stop the binge. It was definitely hard for me as I was making all this money. The more food I ate, the better. But then I was becoming like unhealthy, and so I had to find a balance of it, which is now just eating a normal sized meal. Instead of eating 20 meals, I would order like so much.
Was there ever a moment where you were putting these videos out? It was fun. It was part of your day to day, and then it just all of a sudden felt like
a burden. When I first got over 200 pounds, I was like, oh man, this is a problem. There was a point that I was like hospitalized, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was exhaustion or something like that. And it just, I literally, it was like just eating too much. Like everything was just tight, my heart, everything. You guys know how I talk about like YouTube gained me down journal. The unrelenting allure of more views and more dollars weighs not just on mukbang influencers' physical health, but mental health too. I do think there's a significant amount of pressure for these creators who, are sitting there eating day after day and have millions of views and followers to actually replicate that behavior. I did the 10,000 calorie challenge wrong, so then like redo it, and then I did it right, and then like do the 20,000 calorie challenge, do the 100 nugget challenge. Oh, my stomach. And you just feel so much pressure because you just want to keep on upping yourself. So I'll just add the juice. For some creators, the videos were launching pad to a new business. So I start experimenting, making my own sauce. This will simmer for about 20 minutes. So I came up with a perfect sauce. Did get a recipe on it and gave people the recipe of how to make the sauce, and it became a hit, a sensation. Japanese sauce company is her only source of revenue. She also earns cash from ads and brand deals. As for Trisha, she says ads on YouTube are still her main source of income. Trisha admits she's posted racially insensitive and controversial videos just for the sake of views, weighing in on politics. I fully support of Andirami and transgender rights. People might think it's going to be offensive. You have faced kind of criticism for just saying whatever you want. Do you have any regrets? What do you say to those who say you need to rein it in a little bit? Of course, I have regrets. I said that for shock value. I said, but it's happened. It's in the past. I just, unfortunately, it's out there forever. And I'm just happy to have some sort of platform to show that people can change. I feel like I was a mess and I publicly showed that. And I'm like happy to show that you can change. And sitting here today, I mean, you're admitting to me you said stuff for shock value. Yes. You're not hiding that. No. Yeah, no, I mean, and then some people think that's an excuse. Do you feel like the Trisha that we're talking to here in your house is the same as what you put on all your different platforms? I think now I can safely stand the exact same online as I am in real life. Unfiltered life, opening her up to unfiltered and unashamed comments online. The more you not worry about what other people are saying, or you know other people are saying about you, the better. They think you're flatness, they think you have no self-control, they think you're like piggish, and it never helps when people are like, "You're fat." How do you not let those comments get to you? I really don't even notice anymore. So how many times being called fat, like, okay, I get that. Like, what else? Now a new mom to her daughter Melody Barbie, Trisha faces a new challenge, protecting her daughter's privacy while promoting her own unabashedly public persona. It looks so good. I held it back a lot. I learned to do that, especially with her, because she's just like sacred things. So like, do you ever just want to like turn it off, deactivate everything? I don't think I ever want to turn it off. I actually like love it so much. There's 10,000 people watching there, like people. I think it's setting time. I'm done.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Good luck.
Experian Boost raised my credit score by 12 points instantly, which is insane.
So I raised my score by 21 points instantly. Literally as soon as I pressed the button.
Boost your credit scores instant, free, only at Experian.com/boost.
Okay, guys. I'll go ahead and end the live stream. Y'all have a wonderful day and and night. Um, okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. I'll come back later and do some more YouTube live videos, YouTube live streams. Yeah, I'm tired, y'all. I'm gonna take me a nap, go to sleep for a while. I love y'all so much, and I very much enjoyed entertaining y'all in today's YouTube live stream. And of course, we will continue to talk about more of my upcoming YouTube live stream with Miss Leola. And like I said, she has reached out to me, and she has reached out to me, and Cause I'm chatting up for a few more minutes and then I'm making just go to sleep. Wow. 'Cause this is actually my bed I'm laying the computer on, but it's covered with a blanket cover. Well,
So you want to call the shots? Hey, if we could just get final approval on the primary market. Well, you better be the loudest voice.
Brand new GMC terrain to our game week winner. And today I'm excited because we're going to give another one to a home viewer who really deserves it. Erin Van Gundy entered our website contest. And when we heard her story, there was no question that this was her car. Erin is a single mom with 2 kids. She's working full time and going to school at night in hopes of making a better life for her family. In the past few months, Erin's gone through some big changes. She's getting divorced, and for the first time, she's on her own financially. And now Erin has to choose what bills she can pay and which bills have to wait. What's worse is that her 15-year-old car just broke down and she can't afford to fix it. Jeannie is in Lake Oswego, Oregon, hiding outside of her home. And I am going to call Erin and solve her car problems. And I'm not going to let her know that right away. No. Okay, so Jeannie, you're going to start. Are you right outside now? 2 houses away. Okay. Hi, is this Erin? Hey, Erin, how you doing? I'm good. Who do you think it is? It is Ellen. Stay positive, and I know that that's got to be a lot of pressure to have 2 kids to raise on your own, and financially, I feel like that's a tough thing. And so I wanted to help you a little bit. What I could do. Somebody's probably knocking on your door right now. Express gift card, which is, I hope can help, because I know you're struggling a little bit right now. So, and Jeannie flew all the way out there to give you that $1,000. So, and I wanted to personally say hello to you. So, and to wish you luck. And that's it. Oh no, that's right. I forgot. There's something else. I completely almost forgot. It's a brand new GMC Terrain.
All right. Let's try it again. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. Rivers Cruisers 360. Live wild and free with up to 100% leak-free fit.
Back, y'all. 2 hours, 33 minutes. 2 likes, everybody. Good job. So let's keep up with the likes because I'm not, totally saying that I'm in the live stream yet. I might wait and end it at 3 hours since we have enough time. And I meant to say we always have enough time to do the YouTube live stream. It's just I wanted to make sure I had enough percentage of on the computer, but we do now because I did charge the computer for our game.
Oh, not. It's on Hayward Street in the morning. I just decided to come on like this. I want to talk, but I don't that's that's a notification. You got a notification, give me a thumbs up. Here, you hit the like button. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Sharon. Good morning. Hey, guys, y'all got the notification. I'm trying to get the notification. No, they don't.
Because guys, like I said, like me and Miss Yola has been stating, if you don't get the notification when I'm live, that means that you need to make sure if you're subscribed, that means you can turn your post notifications on. Because like I said, if you are subscribed, I do consider you as a channel member. I just don't have my actual paid channel, the actual channel membership up yet. The $50 channel membership, I don't have that up yet. Well, I eventually will.
Okay. It's 20 people on something, I'm still, that's like, what you doing? I can. Let's see. Example. I had. Hey, billionaire. Hey, sunshine. Hey, Jennifer. We got the like button. Hey, guys. I mean, you got the notification. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. I'm glad you guys are up. You guys feel like talking. I just wanted to talk to everybody. Cause I had a lot on my mind. But I need to talk to you guys. Hey, Hannah Trini. Hi. Hey, Latifa. It's hard to see it. Hey guys, it's 6:20 people on, 16 likes, come on guys. Good like button, if you think, love me. So, that would be so nice if you could do that. Right, right. Okay. So, we would taking, non-prep. Fire up. Hit the like button, guys, as you come there, okay? Hit the like button for me. I good.
The prophets of Allah Himself has told us that whosoever builds the house of Allah.
Wake up. And work and make work. Well, you can do anything that has to happen. You know, working all day. That's a lot of work. We're gonna be up tonight talking after the day. Um, and I was some things we're not gonna announce it right now, but we're gonna announce it at a later date. So she will announce it. But it's something that will help. Oh, that's good, Max. Do you like this? Well, good one. Hold on, it's on the basis of this life. Let's see down. Hold on. Oh, it's not going. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oops, can you grab that? I got it. No, grab it. Yeah, grab it. Oh. What the heck? Yeah. That's better. Hey guys. Okay. You just better. I don't know why I was sitting like it's on very two PC. Hey. The man's over there. They still here, guys. He's still here. She don't want to leave. She don't want to go. Okay, let's talk. Something's going on with this woman. I don't know, but I'm starting to believe something here. Yeah, we got to find out some things.
because this woman is too much like it does. And it kind of
It's kind of scary.
it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary because it really even seems to me. So I see.
I want y'all to look up the woman Teresa Graves. She was born. She died at the age of 54 in a house fire, and people say that she's Willie's mom, real mother, which I don't know. We don't have any, legit facts to, prove that, but we can go on fire belief.
I don't know what you all think. What do you guys think? Because it's looking like something. Something is very wrong. It kind of makes it kind of it's making me think that now I see why Democrats are doing. Well, let's try to do it. I would probably break my last she's a great children. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it random. I just want to be real active. Stuff right here. And nuts. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, now. I could be down with me. Look at the big like, oh. This looks like, this woman could be with me tomorrow.
Hey,
Did anybody hit the like button before we start on the please? Because the 61 people are, I should have 61 minutes. Okay, so the finish strong. What was that thing on Twitter? I said, hit the like button. I ain't gonna tell the team here, but hit the like button. Please. And I respect you all would be nice to go and go and
subscribe.
My video yesterday.
Like that. Like all the videos I did today.
And y'all get the like.
I've got over 253 plus 254 YouTube videos and 7,444 YouTube views. 7,444. Yes. 7,444. Almost 7,500.
It may be about a name. Each of them. Why be that? No, the class that was in the it was. Yeah, I'm starting to think, guys. I don't know. I don't know, but it looks like let's see. Yeah, it looks like it looks to me. It looks like just a very thinking. I'm trying to figure out how to keep me around. Where is this connection that we're building? We can ask this woman, we put everything on. We can still, she has her hands, but they still, the facial utterance, come on, everything we share in the mouth. Draw on the voice. The voice, and I listen to her sing, and talk, like I'm like, so I'm looking into it. I mean, it surprises everything. You never know, but another thing, I've been in prayer. I've been in prayer with I said, you all know that when we stood for you. And I want to say this, the reason why we only just push is because I want us to be together as a, you understand? I want us to get better so that as people, mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers, we can be better people and we can make better decisions in our lives so that we break the chain. We break the chain and we don't put our children through what we break. And we're not afraid. That's the one thing that we all have to do. We gotta free ourselves up and get afraid. You know, yesterday, hey, and I went out. We were just out. We made something, and this guy, he was still Jamaican, and it was his wife's birthday, so he introduced us to his wife. And he's talking to a Jamaican restaurant. We talked to them, and he was asking me if I could help them in the industry. Let's say for a song, his dreams were to become a professional singer. I guess well known, and I get that a lot. I get that a lot from people. People want they wanna make it in the music industry. Or, it's not going to be that way. I'm sorry. I would encourage people to come out and help my people mention enough confidence of the things. That's what God said in the Bible. So I call myself a serving people, serving of God. I have to say the right things. So I'm not going to. I really encourage you, but I mean, seriously, you can do things on your own. You don't have to, if you want to be coming today, and that's another thing. I think that people want the industry because everybody wants to be center stage. People want to be, they want the claps and they want their picture up. And they want people to praise them. They want to be big. That's why people are in the industry. The music industry, rapping and singing. And I know that they got something to say. I understand that. I know that when we got to cultivate them, we are music, kings and queens of this planet Earth. I get that. I'm with that. I know that. But at the same time, the world that we live in today it's not good for us. It is because other people have other ideas and they have a different agenda with what our good souls are really searching for in this thing. And so if you ask me, I think that if you want to go into the industry, you may not know it, but you can very easily sell your soul. You understand? And so if you're a God fearing person and you want to do right by them, and I don't care what you all say, you don't really talk long. Okay, because that's who I am. I can't come on here and be somebody else. I have to be me. If you don't like it, then you don't have to watch my YouTube. But this is who I am. So anytime that I speak, whenever I feel that God has come on my mouth, because I fear God. And so I am careful at what I say. And I have to say the right things right here, right? And so I'm telling you straight up, no. The history is not something that I would consider.
It's a dirty game. We all do know this, but they don't seem true. So, mhm, I'll say no. Uh-uh. I think it's 70 souls, and I think the person that you think you only made that girl. No, I don't think so. Mhm. I don't know. I don't understand how people get yearn for something. So I was looking there ways. I wanted to be a savior. I want to, but I want to see gospel. But everybody gets on me, they're not gonna sign me. And then when Mary J came out, I said, wow, that's me. You know, I can say those songs. I love speaking. But, and I had, I don't know, some people, some people don't think that, uh, certainly can have voices, but I think there's a lot of good things. I think that they have beautiful voices. Other people do that on Facebook, but I didn't. So, but yeah, um, I could one after one. That thought like such a girl is a good evidence. So, I want to help people, but and I will try to show you how to do this. How to do it. But no, you can do this out. You don't have to sign contracts. But if people can't take your word, you said, my word is my bond. You really don't have to do contracts. But sometimes they're necessary. But just if you want to sing, or if you want to rap, or you want to just do it. Okay, that's the thing. It's in his own. We're not getting souls, it's scenes for his car. And now social media allows us to uh do the things that we want to do and become successful. We're creative, we're different things. We are creative people. And then we have to lose that inside him to set the stage so much. There's a lot of people just want to be seen. They really do. And then you can see me in this spirit. That's what we need to, organize from earlier. And I was telling we were saying to each other how this world is just it's crazy. Everybody wants to be sensitive. Everybody wants this, that. It's so much. It's just so much now. We're looking to break the chain here. One of the first. If it's today, it's like, I do my thing down there. I want to, I want to, for somebody that can help us, and I make sure, help us talk with people that God would want us to do. But we don't do that. We don't always have to go. It could be some state to the story. Like Elliot was saying, we can stars for God. We can be disciples, little messages, reminding the people who up them. That's what I don't like. I don't like, they say that, I think it's just that people are not bold enough. People are not old enough to think stay and say, hey, you know what, guess what? I'm gonna depend on God. God on. It's really not it really is. So it
Like young and wealthy real estate developer
The most magnetic person I've ever met.
with California dreams, here's larger than life. Charmed nightmare. Jim walked across the street with the walls. Immediately we started a homicide investigation. Now a father's on a mission to solve his son's mysterious murder. We have a good plan. Well, up to find out. Last second. A crime watch daily is right there behind his son, looking for answers, retracing Tim Egan's minor steps. The scuffle starts here and then takes place across the street. Yeah. 32-year-old Tim Egan is a trailblazer. I think the focus is driven to adventure. And according to his friends and family, a natural born entrepreneur. He started making online business on Parks and supplements after that we got time to that really to the largest business with this bit of California. So it's very successful with it. At 15 or 18. After college, Tim said his son's own real estate development or everything to about something. 37 is something really sad. And so Tim would meet his future business partner, Sam Miller, who introduced. And this individual was starting a business developing a portion of that Stockton. As it stopped in California, a city in need of a facelift after becoming the largest city to file for bankruptcy following the 2008 real estate crisis. Took time set aside of their money. Just like that, to invest and saw great opportunity. And together they created 10 Space, a real estate development company. Zach Ford serves as president and CEO, and Tim takes on the title of chief branding officer. And Jasmine Lee brought right alongside the dynamic duo.
He had this pretty grand vision of what could be, and he was willing to work every day, hour after hour to make it happen.
And they are well on their way. Over the next 2 years, transforming much of Stockton, Delight took the list by revitalizing properties all over the downtown area.
It often is national news for all the wrong reasons.
Twitter pay receipt from our Stockton affiliate funds security will cover the groundbreaking work of Tim's company.
It's a really special place with a lot of potential, and I think that's what Tim Egan saw in the city of Stockton.
Let's see potential in the city too. So the visionary developers captured the attention of investors from San Francisco.
People who are interested in maybe buying properties or getting involved in Stockton's redevelopment with their company.
That was the sort of that tragically will end in the worst way. So does anyone know? These are Tim's final hours. You were with Tim the day he turned up under.
That's it.
Jasmine spends the day with her philosopher Tim clients for an afternoon of fun, including food trucks and live music set up outside one of their buildings. Then, just before nightfall, Jasmine leaves, but Tim, along with his wife Kate, business partners at work, and a group of friends decide to hit the town to celebrate their potential venture with the investors from San Francisco.
He was ecstatic about what happened. He liked to work hard and play hard, and so they were out having a good time and enjoying themselves while bar hopping.
The group of about intern hangs out up to one stops a miracle out of the neighborhood. Then, sometime after Tim decides to pull the night, but Tim stays behind to chat with the friend. That is until Tim got into scuffle with the bouncer, and then the bouncer then asked Tim to the beach. So Tim and the rest of his friends made it across the street to another boat. What's inside? Tim said. No, and it fell up. They walked outside, checked in, and said, this is what I'm working on. Discussion outside. So people before, when the fight was over, Tim's reading. Doesn't seem one direction. And his business partner was slogging. The foreman even said, this business partner is at the report. Yes. Eyewitnesses say Tim was headed in the direction of his smoke. Tragically, they'll never make it. National officers on Lane Street. He was stabbed. California real estate developer, 32-year-old Tim Egan, is found dead, bleeding, laying in the street. It was about an hour after a drunken brawl with his business partner, Zach Ford. We know that ended was broken up, and his business partner, Jeff Hodgins. And what motivated the fight? It was just two drunk guys. I can't remember. It is insane. You know, oh, pretty much getting reached out to Zach Ford, but he did.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. And I'll come back later and do some more YouTube live streams. And but yeah, we will come back. I'll come back later. It's 12:49 a.m. I hope y'all get some rest and have a very well rested night. And I'll come back in the morning around 5 a.m. Somewhere around that time, 6. I don't know if I'll come too early since I did catch up today. We will catch up where we left off today with Miss Leola's with Mike celebrity YouTube collaboration with Miss Leola Brown. Excuse me. But I'm gonna close out the oh Lord, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna close out the live stream tonight and tell y'all I love y'all so much love and peace like always. Till next time, until the next upcoming YouTube live stream. And also for my tour, my solo my world meet and greet tour. Nothing but love. HA's but love. Hey y'all, I'll see y'all in a couple hours or so. Couple hours. And I'll come back and do another YouTube live stream to talk about my celebrity YouTube collab with Miss Leola Brown. Love y'all. Have a wonderful night and sleep well, y'all. Much love and peace. Bye, guys.